Snap, keep. Snap, keep. Hello, welcome in, Magic players. Much love. Travis here, bringing you Magic of the Day. Once again with the white Martyr deck. If you haven't checked out the deck tech, make sure to check it out. And oh my god, do I love Eldrazi, especially in this hand. Okay. So we're gonna get our revenge against Eldrazi. A little bit of revenge, and we'll see. A quick thought not seer taking our ranger could be disastrous. Otherwise, we've got plenty of juice in the canister. There's a flooded strand. Okay. We've got a 2/2 first strike to trump the endless one. We've got a good chance of getting a second land to go up on cards. Oh yeah, introduction. In this video, we're going to be playing Magic, and there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be highs and lows. It's going to be fun and awesome, and there might be some cringeworthy moments, and there might be some losing, but so there may be an emotional roller coaster. So I'm gonna skip a land drop this turn. No, I'm not gonna skip a land drop. I'm thinking we really badly want that extra land off Knight. However, there's a good chance that we throw a Path to Exile on this turn. Or we can just crack our Marsh Flats on the next turn and in response throw a Knight of the White Orchid. So we've got two reasons to play this Marsh Flats. Now, the card I really don't want to see is Thought Not Seer. Anything else is fine. Even a Reality Smasher this turn is not that big a deal. And if we're able to drag this game on just a little bit, I like our chances. Yeah, I want to save this Path to Exile for Drowner, if possible, actually. Drowner makes the Eldrazi science that are going to tap down our creatures. Because if we're going to win this game, there's a good chance it's going to happen through a big Serra Ascendant. Although, again, the opponent has Path to Exile in that deck, so who knows. Alright, there's an Eldrazi Mimic. Take the blow. Take 5, no big deal. See what the opponent has got. Now, I'm tempted to not play Serra Ascendant because I'm not going to play Serra Ascendant, probably, because we're not going to attack with it, and I don't want the opponent to path it in response to our Knight. Although they could path the Knight in response to the Knight, I suppose. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We want to crack the Marsh Flats and respond by putting in a Knight, which is going to get us an extra land. I'm supposed to hold Control or Alt or something like that. Nice. So this thing might get pathed, and that would be annoying. Not that annoying, because this creature doesn't matter that much. Nice, it worked. So let's go ahead and get a Plains. Oh, well, I do actually want to get a Mistveil Plains. And I would like black mana. Man, we haven't seen Sky Hussar in a while. That's a card that is good, and I would like to draw. So I kind of want to get the Mistveil Plains here. As Mistveil Plains or Godless Shrine, we'll have more chances at Godless Shrine. Oh, I screwed up. We should have gotten the Mistveil Plains than a Swamp. That would have been better. so I didn't play it perfect. I'm going to get the Mistveil Plains because it works really well with Squadron Hawk now that we've got a Squadron Hawk. And Wall of Omens coming in, and then we can drop a Serra Ascendant. And hopefully the opponent does not have a way to deal with our Ranger of Eos, so that we can start to pull way ahead, gain a bunch of life off Martyrs, and finish with big Serra Ascendants. Definitely want to, if possible, not use the Path to Exile. Don't want to give the opponent more mana. They're on 3, and Eldrazi Displacer, or Drowner of Hope is the big scary one, 6-drop, so yeah. Okay, opponent, it's taking a little while. I was thinking about prodding them, saying something like, "Are you there?" or "Could you play faster?" I think it's fair to say what most people are afraid to say. In this situation, it's like a pretty minor offense, but it's like, you know, we're recording and we've waited. You haven't, because I've been pausing, but if we've waited 5 minutes and the opponent has waited 2, there's definitely an imbalance, and for sure they're entitled to all their time, but I mean, yeah, but I guess whatever, we'll just win this game on time. Why don't we do that? That makes more sense for what we should do. Yeah, by the way, if we had a swamp instead of this plains, that would be way more exciting. But oh well, no big deal. Now, meanwhile, the opponent isn't playing anything. And I'm going to get a Serra Ascendant out. Alright, there's Eldrazi Displacer, which the opponent doesn't have the mana to use, really. Thus, I'm going to... We could have actually held the Serra Ascendant so that when we're able to Ranger of Eos, we have more juice, but we're going to Squadron Hawk for a bunch of cards. Oh, I screwed up. Or maybe I screwed up. This deck is not easy to play. I screwed up because I'm going to Squadron Hawk now. Maybe I'm probably supposed to do this. It's a surprise Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Yeah, I've arguably made millions of mistakes already. But I want to not top deck any Squadron Hawks. So I want to pull them into our hand before we play this Wall of Omens. And there goes my computer. CPU is up. Don't worry, I'm working on that. Okay, drawing cards. There's another Aether Vial. Although, instead of Aether Vial, I would like to play Serra Ascendant so that on the next turn we... Yeah, it's not that big a deal because we don't really want another Squadron Hawk. We want it in our hand. So, here's the deal. Next turn we want to play Ranger and get 2 Martyrs and gain 6 and gain a lot of life. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm not going to play the other Serra Ascendant because I want to make sure we can at least gain life with 1. Or rather, we're likely to gain life with 1. The opponent might have Path, or they might have Dismember. But if we put too much in play, we won't have enough mana to work with. And meanwhile, we've got the board totally stalled. Okay, so the opponent is going to trade with Squadron Hawk, which is like insanely good for us. Is this abilities? Yeah, if this was colorless, Eldrazi spells and abilities cost 2 or less, it would be like, what in the fuck, right? Alright, well the good news of this is we can Ranger and well, we'll see how much life we can gain. We can gain a lot, is all I know. So we're going to go to 4, 2, and 1. Math. This one is going to stay at 2. This one is going to move to 4. This one is going to move to 1. Drawing a card for the turn. Another Ranger of Eos. Gasoline. Ranger into play. Use Ranger's ability. grab 2 Martyr of Sands, play one of the Martyr of Sands, 4, 5, 6, 7, and what happens if we gain this life? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is the opponent going to have a response? They could dismember. Okay. They can still path to exile. And pretty good, you could say. Seems pretty good. I'm going to play a Martyr. And then ship the turn, and we can drop another Serra Ascendant and just finish them. So, you know, we don't have any Ghost Quarters or anything like that in the sideboard. It would be worth having. Or some kind of Tectonic Edge, or Mangara of Karandor. Alright, so sideboarding. Knight of the White Orchid was quite good that game, but in general, I think I prefer Tidehollow Score as a way to attack the opponent's hand. We also, however, decided that Lingering Souls is quite good. And I think I might like that over Viscopa Guildmage. Remove our combo element from the deck. We'll keep one Viscopa Guildmage and keep it at 61. And yeah, alright, this could be our last game, or our last match with the deck. I hope to draw Aether Vial and Sky Hussar. I feel like we haven't seen Sky Hussar much at all. Okay, there it is. However, this hand fucking sucks. Excuse my language. Opponent mulligan. I'm going to throw this back too. It's pretty awful. This hand is better. Opponent mulligans to 5. That deck mulligans a lot. They have to, because they have those double lands, and otherwise the mana is not very good. Although, so do we want to keep another land? Maybe. A land gets us to Ranger, but if the opponent has Thought Knot for Ranger, then it's not good. I'm actually going to bottom it, and that might punish us. I feel like if we draw cards that aren't lands, we won't be so unhappy. And if we do draw lands, okay. And the worst thing that can happen is we get flooded. That's my estimation of reality. And best case scenario, we draw Aether Vial, which the opponent might have Stony Silence for. I'm going to grab a Plains and play it, and then we can hopefully get Tidehollow Score down next turn. And basically stop the opponent's Thought Knot before it happens. If they can dismember the Tidehollow Score, that'll be alright. If they path it, that's a-okay. And yeah, way better than a land. Okay, so no dual lands for the opponent at all. Yes. And I'm glad we shipped that land, because worst thing that can happen is getting flooded. Swamp. I'm going to throw down Tidehollow Score. Or I might actually wait until the next... No, I'm going to throw it down now. It might be worth waiting a turn, because it might get killed or pathed or whatever, and we could play it during the opponent's next draw step. But I don't want to wait and then the opponent plays a double land and a Thought Knot Seer. That would be awful. Okay, let's check it out. Supreme Verdict. Displacer, Reality Smasher. Super interesting. So I think I'm gonna take either the Displacer or the Reality Smasher, or the Supreme Verdict. Smasher is gonna take ages to come out, and we have an answer for it. Supreme Verdict could be pretty annoying. It's probably less annoying now that we know about it. I'm going to take the Displacer just because it stops our Tidehollow Score, can exile our Tidehollow Score. Not that actually doesn't really do anything. So I'm either going to take the Displacer, the Supreme Verdict. Supreme Verdict, the opponent is going to have a hard time even casting, so I'm going to take the Displacer. And if the opponent can, we can save some reserves, ideally. Shout out to Sky Hassar. I want to draw you. And that's it. The opponent scooped. We won. Sweet. Alright, well, we're moving on to another brew tomorrow. And for those of you who made it to the end with the white Martyr deck, you can tell it's super awesome. It's pretty decent against Eldrazi. It has... it's really gassy and consistent. It's insane when it draws Aether Vial. It's got draw engines. It's got value engines. It's a nice one. And if you want to know how to make decks like this, make sure to check out the ebook, link in description. If you want a social group to post, check out the link in the description. Check out all the links in the description. Click on literally all of them. Call everyone you know. Dial up your whole phone book. Anyways, act like you have a virus. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, virus marketing. I have never considered that. Anyways, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.